No, no. Stay where you are. Do not break the stillness of this moment, for this is a time of mystery, a time when imagination is free and moves forward swiftly, silently. This is the haunting hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your pleasure and amazement, the 78 Club presents the Great Marlowe, the mental marvel. Gifted with the seventh sense, the Great Marlowe reads your mind, knows your every thought. Now I warn you, if you have a secret you don't want him to know, just don't think about it. Presenting the Great Marlowe.
Thank you. Frankly, I can explain the performance you're about to witness. Science without explaining it calls it telepathy, thought transference.
I call it hokum.
The gentleman calls it maybe. We will see. Now, everybody in this room, think of a thing or a person. Concentrate. Think hard. I have a thought. Someone is thinking of the initials SG. Will the person thinking of the initials SG please rise?
I've been thinking SG.
Thank you. Young lady, you're concentrating on the name of Stanley Green. Is that right?
Why, yes.
And Stanley's in the army, I believe. Correct?
Yes. He's a sergeant.
And you want me to tell you Stanley's serial number? It's 34000767. Is that correct? I have another thought. Someone is thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me a moment. I have to stop this performance. Believe me, it's important. I'll be back very shortly.
What happened, Professor? Forget your code?
Hey, what's the big idea stopping the act like that?
Where's your telephone directory, Marino?
What are you trying to do? Ruin my club's reputation?
Shut up, Marino. Where's your... Oh.
Now listen, Marlo. I pay you $2,000 a week. I expect to get my money's worth.
Listen, will you please leave? Just as soon as I'm through with this call, I'll finish the act.
All right, but make it snappy.
And close the door.
Hello?
Hello, I'd like to speak with Helen Thornton.
This is Miss Thornton?
Helen Thornton?
Yes. Who's this?
Hello, my name is Marlo. I'm a telepathist performing at the 78 Club. Just a few moments ago, I received a thought that is vital to you. Are you alone?
Yes.
Okay. Listen to me carefully. Lock all your doors and windows. Don't let anyone
If
under
this is
any
someone's
circumstance.
idea of a practical joke.
This is no joke. Someone in this nightclub is planning to kill you.
Hello?
This is Mildred. Helen, I just got in.
Oh, I've been trying to get to you for hours. I know it's very late, but could you come over?
Helen, what's the matter?
Oh, Mildred, I'm so frightened. I'm alone here.
Where's Jack?
He's out of town and it's Marie's night off. Mildred, I don't know what to do.
What's wrong? You sound...
Mildred, come over right away, please. You could spend the night. Oh!
Helen, what happened? What's wrong with you?
Oh, Jack.
Helen, are you alright? Look, I'll be right over.
No, Mildred. It's all right now. Jack's home.
What was the matter?
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Alright, good night.
Oh, Jack.
What's the matter, darling? What happened?
Oh,
Helen, for praise sake, what is it? Pull yourself together, darling. Here, come over here and sit down. That's a bit better. Now, what is it, darling?
oh, Jack. I'm so glad you're home. It's been awful and I didn't expect you. And when I heard the door...
Well, I did finish my work in New York just a bit sooner than I had planned. I would have wired, but I thought I'd surprise you. I met Fred Hamilton on the train coming home. Remember the buyer from St. Louis? We stopped off for a drink downtown.
Oh, Jack. You should have called me.
Well, as a matter of fact, I did try to call you about 11, just as we were leaving the 78 Club.
The 78 Club? You were there?
What is it, darling?
Nothing. I'm all right now.
Something is wrong, Helen. What is it?
I guess I was just frightened, being alone.
You've been alone before, many, many times.
Yes, but that call...
What call?
Well, the police. There was a robbery in their neighborhood.
Oh, that's it. That's why the door was double locked. Well, darling, there's nothing to worry about now. I'm here. All right?
Yes, Jack. You're here.
There. That's much better. A good night's sleep, and you'll be good as new.
Yes, Jack.
Now you lie there and relax, darling. I'll go to the kitchen and make you a cup of warm milk.
Thanks, Jack.
Hello?
Paul? It's Helen. Didn't you get my message? I called twice.
Yes, I just got in. I thought you'd be asleep by now.
Paul, you must help me. Please. Please, Paul, there isn't much time.
Helen, what's the trouble?
He's going to kill me.
What the?
He's going to kill me. He came tonight.
Helen, what are you talking about?
Paul, you must believe me.
Now listen, Helen, you've probably had a bad dream. Is Jack there?
Yes, please. You must believe me. I know what he's going to do.
Well, we'll straighten this thing out. Let me speak to Jack.
No, you mustn't. Please. He's coming. You'll never see me again alive. Goodbye, Paul. Don't bother folding up the dresses, Marie. Just throw them in.
Miss Thornton, isn't it kind of sudden you're going away?
Don't ask questions, Marie. Hurry. You finish closing this suitcase. I'm going down to get the car out of the garage.
Good morning, Helen.
Jack!
You look so surprised to see me.
Marie said you had gone. I didn't expect.
Well, I decided to stay home.
I was just going over to Mildred's.
So early in the morning?
We have an appointment for golf.
Honey, in those clothes? Darling, it's all right. I'll tell you why I stayed home this morning. Frankly, I'm worried about you. Something's on your mind. I just know it. Now, won't you tell me what it is?
I'm all right.
Okay, now listen to me. I had some very important business to settle with Paul this morning, but you come first.
You saw Paul this morning?
No, I changed my mind. Helen, you need a rest. You and I are going away.
No, Jack.
Yes. Now there's no use for arguing. I've already made a reservation this weekend.
Where are you taking me, Jack?
Remember the cabin we stayed at 3 years ago?
Oh,
It will be wonderful, just the two of us. We'll drive out there tomorrow. Now there's no need to fuss either. Just a few old duds, my rifle.
your rifle?
Well, yes, darling, my gun. The hunting season is on. The shooting at Lone Acres should be very good this year.
Now, Helen, what's this all about?
Paul, I had to see you.
Yeah, but why here at Luigi's all the way across town?
It's safer here.
What's gotten into you?
Jack's going to kill me.
Helen.
He is, Paul.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That's what you told me last night over the phone.
He's changed his plan.
Oh, and I see. And why, Miss Thornton, is your husband going to kill you?
Because he's jealous of you.
Jealous? Jack jealous of me?
He knows what we once meant to each other before I married him.
Why, of course he does. So what? Why his winning you is a standard joke between him and me. Rivals in love, partners in business, and all that stuff. Come on, snap out of it. I think I better talk to Jack about you.
No, you mustn't. Please, promise me you won't.
All right, Helen, if you say so.
Jack's taking me to Lone Acres tomorrow. For a rest, he says.
Good, it's just what you need.
I'll never come back alive.
Now, Helen, get a hold of yourself. Everything will be all right. Your imagination's overworked, that's all. You should go to Lone Acres for a rest. Do you a world of good. It will.
All right. I'll go. But I'm frightened. So frightened. We'll be all alone, and he'll have his gun.
You know, Helen, sometimes I think I love this gun more than I do you. There. It's okay now. Clean of a whistle and ready for the work at hand. Say, the fog's lifting. You can see clear across the valley. Now we'll get in some hunting today after all. Helen, what's the matter? You haven't said a word since breakfast.
I'm all right. I've been wanting to finish this story.
The Golden Goblet murders. You know, detective stories do hand me a laugh. Now, if I was planning a murder, I would use a gun. Say, like this Springfield, for instance. But who do I want to kill? Who do I want to kill?
Me?
All right, say I wanted to kill you. Now let's see, we have to have a motive.
Jealousy?
Jealousy. Jealousy is the motive. Yes, I'm jealous of Paul Allen. That's it, I'm jealous of Paul.
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on now, be a sport. Our murder plot is just beginning to get interesting. Now let's see, we need a locale. Here, Lone Acres. What a perfect setting for a perfect murder. Now for the time.
Yes, Jack. When are you going to kill me?
Well, I really shouldn't tell you when I'm going to kill you, but how about this afternoon? How's that? We'll be out in the woods hunting. No one will be too near. No one to see what happens. The hunting season, a gunshot, a regrettable accident. And there is our perfect murder.
Helen Thornton has discovered that someone wishes to murder her. A mental telepath performing at the nightclub read a thought from one of the guests. Later, Helen was shocked to learn one of the guests in the nightclub was her husband, Jack. She fears that he might want to kill her because of his jealousy of Paul, a former suitor. Her anxiety is heightened, and her husband suggests that they go away for the weekend to Lone Acres, an isolated hunting lodge. Once there, Jack tells her it's the perfect setting for a possible perfect crime. Her murder, a hunting accident.
Helen, here up this way. Follow this path around the bend here.
Jack,
Yes?
would you mind if I went back to the cabin?
Helen, I'm going to circle this hill. You wait for me right here.
Jack, please don't leave me here alone.
A regrettable accident, Mr. Thornton.
But doctor, I don't understand how it happened.
Now, Mr. Thornton, it's really nothing serious. It's just a shoulder flesh wound. Your wife is perfectly all right.
When may I see her?
We can go in right now.
Well, she's asleep.
Go ahead, wake her up. She'll feel better knowing you're here.
Helen? Helen, darling?
Huh?
It's me. It's me, Jack.
Mrs. Thornton, it's your husband.
Doctor, get him out of here. Please, you must save me.
Mrs. Thornton, perhaps you better leave the room for a while.
All right, doctor. I'll wait outside.
Doctor, please, you must believe me. He's planning to kill me.
Mrs. Thornton, what happened was an accident.
That's what he wants you to think. He planned it that way, but it wasn't an accident.
Now, Mrs. Thornton, it's natural in a case like this for you to imagine things. Strange things.
Doctor, you think I'm crazy, don't you? But I'm not. I know what I'm saying. You yourself took the bullet out of my shoulder. Doesn't that prove he was planning to kill me?
On the contrary, Mrs. T, on the scene of the accident, they found your husband with a .32 caliber rifle in his hands. The bullet I removed from your shoulder was a .45 caliber pistol cartridge.
Marie?
Yes, Miss Thornton. I'll be right up. I was just cleaning up the scullery, ma'am. Oh, Miss Thornton, you have the sling off.
Yes, Marie. The doctor says the shoulder's okay now. Soon I'll be playing golf again.
Oh, that's fine, ma'am. I'm so glad.
Were there any calls for me while I was out?
Mr. Thornton called to tell you not to wait up for him. He'll be home very late. Oh, and Mr. Allen called too, Miss Thornton.
Did he say what he wanted?
No, ma'am. He said he'd try to get you later on. Oh, and Miss Thornton, I was thinking, do you suppose Mr. Thornton wants to keep this box of bullets downstairs on the open shelf? I was thinking it might be dangerous.
Bullets?
Yes, this box right here.
Let me see that box, Marie. 45 caliber cartridges. 45 caliber cartridges?
On the scene of the accident, they found your husband with a .32 caliber rifle in his hands. The bullet I removed from your shoulder was a .45 caliber pistol cartridge.
Good evening, madam. Have you a reservation?
No, I'm here to see the great Marlowe.
Yes, madam. Then perhaps a table on this side. This way, please.
No, I've come to see her on a personal matter. She's expecting me.
Oh, I see, madam. Albert, show this lady to the great Marlowe's dressing room.
And when the doctor told me about the bullet he removed from my shoulder,
I thought it was all a terrible mistake. I was even too ashamed to explain to Jack why I acted the way I did. Now, Miss Marlowe, I'm sure what you told me that night over the phone is true. Someone is really planning to kill me. My husband.
Are you sure the doctor said it was a .45 caliber cartridge?
Yes, a .45 caliber cartridge. Just like these Marie found in the basement.
Does your husband have a pistol?
I think so. He keeps his guns locked in the case. He has the only key. Miss Marlowe, he tried once and failed. He will try again. You must help me.
All right, Miss Thornton. I will do all I can. Where's your husband now?
He's out on business. He'll be home late.
Then we have to work fast. I go on again at 9 o'clock. I want you to go home immediately and find some way to open that case where your husband keeps his guns. I will call you as soon as my act is over. Miss Thornton, if you can find a .45 caliber pistol in that case, I think we can put an end to this affair.
Hello?
This is Marlowe.
I opened the case. There was no pistol.
Miss Thornton.
I've searched all through the house and I can't find it anywhere. He must have it with him.
Miss Thornton.
What can I do? I can't stay here tonight. He will kill me.
Miss Thornton, listen to me, please. You have to come down here immediately. Just a few moments ago, I received a murder thought again. Mr. Thornton is in this nightclub.
My husband is there? Now?
Yes, meet me in my dressing room. Be sure to come in through the back, and hurry.
All right, Miss Marlowe.
Where am I supposed to be right now?
But he said you were standing there the whole time? You heard everything?
Enough.
It's not you. Then who is at the 78 Club?
Me? 78 Club? Helen, are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It's not you. Oh yes, darling. I will tell you everything. Everything. I should have told you before. I wanted to. Oh, Jack. I need you so much.
Look here, Marlowe. I want to get to the bottom of this right now.
Miss Thornton and I have told you everything.
Yes, well then, explain to me at the very moment I was standing in my own house, listening to my wife talk to you on the phone, you were telling Mrs. Thornton I was planning to kill her. Oh, don't you see, Helen? This woman is a trickster. She's never even seen me before. Why didn't you come to me when this all started, darling?
I was afraid.
Because she thought you were the one. So did I. That's why I assumed it was you sitting out there. Of course I never saw you before you entered my dressing room just a few minutes ago. You see, Mr. Thornton, I have a telepathic mind, not a magic eye. I know what your wife and I have told you is hard to believe.
I don't know what your game is, but I'll find out soon enough. Come on, Helen. We're going to the police headquarters.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Thornton. The police know about this. I told them.
Huh?
The police are here now, in this nightclub. Mr. Thornton, whether you believe it or not, your wife's life is in jeopardy. Someone in this nightclub is planning to kill her. Perhaps this will convince you. You own a .45 caliber pistol with the serial number 75682.
Why, yes, that is right. It's the pistol I reported missing.
Yes, I know. The police told me tonight.
Jack, why didn't you tell me?
Well, darling, you've been so upset lately. I didn't want to cause you any more anxiety.
That pistol, in all likelihood, is a pistol that was used at Lone Acres in an attempt on your wife's life. Mr. Thornton, that pistol was brought to this club tonight by the person who was planning to kill your wife. The police found it concealed in a coat in the hat check room. Whoever claims that coat is Miss Thornton's intended or murderer.
Why would anyone want to kill her?
Who can it be?
We will soon find out. Mr. Thornton, do you recall the night you were in this club? The night I first had the murder thought?
Yes.
That night, did you see anyone here, or were you with anybody who knows you and Miss Thornton very well?
Well, let me see. Oh, yeah. No, it couldn't be.
Pardon me, please.
We got him, Mrs. Marlowe. Here he is.
Miss Thornton, your intended murderer?
Paul!
That's right. He was here the night I received the murder thought.
It was Paul this whole time.
And it almost worked.
Yes, and all the clues pointed to you, Mr. Thornton.
But why? We were so friendly. The three of us.
Friendly? More than that, Miss Thornton, Paul Allen was hopelessly in love with you.
Miss Marlowe, you're on.
All right, I'm coming.
Let's go, Alan.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the 78th Club presents the Great Marlowe, the mental marvel. He will read your mind and tell your every thought. But let me warn you, if you have a secret you don't want him to know, just don't think about it.
From shadows and stillness, mystery weaves a spell of strangest fascination, charging the mind with doubts and fears. The mystery is a strange companion, a living memory. In the haunting hour.